Hello, neighbors. I'm Councilman Michael Lorusso, and I'd like to spend a few moments giving you the facts about the rolling reval program and tax appeals. The most important thing to understand when discussing this topic is that the rolling reval does not raise your taxes. Budget increases do. Despite the increases you see in your home value year over year, the governing body mitigates that increase by lowering the municipal tax rate. Unfortunately, that mitigation can only extend to the municipal portion of your tax bill. Despite rising costs for employees, insurance, fuel, and etc., the current administration has delivered 5 years of lower or flat municipal taxes. We cannot control increases at the school board or county level. Lots of folks think the tax burden on residents is due to the reval process. That is wholly inaccurate. A municipality strikes its budget based on the anticipated spending for the coming year. The annual budget figure is calculated in a totally separate process. The reval simply provides an accurate and fair way to divvy up the burden among all property owners based on the current value of their property. Prior to the rolling reval, the borough was about to be forced into reevaluation by the county anyway. Residents were only being assessed at about 80% of their actual worth. This kept taxes artificially low. The former administration also then overtaxed the businesses to try to make up the differences needed. That resulted in $10 million of appeals paid that we're about to describe in this presentation. This slide details the situation the borough was in the years before the rolling reval. As you'll note, due to the lack of current valuations during this time, the borough consistently lost tax appeal cases, the most egregious of which forced the town to refund over $6 million to the Federal Reserve for years of inaccurate taxation. These practices cost the borough almost $10 million from 2014 to 2019. For argument's sake, even if you back out the $6 million Federal Reserve debacle, the borough still saved almost $3 million and cut the original expenses by over 50% with the rolling reval program. Another point to note, because of all these tax appeal refunds, the borough was forced to bond or borrow over $8 million to correct the issues. We are still paying that off today. Or put another way, the administration at that time was overtaxing, then overspending, then they had to pay it all back. In addition to the actual refunds that had to be paid, the professional fees associated with these tax appeal proceedings were an additional impact to our budget, costing our taxpayers an additional $1.7 million during the pre-reval period. Now we get a picture of things after the launch of the rolling reval. With the rolling reval in effect during the years you see above, the borough has spent 86% less on appeals than we did from 2014 to 2019. For 2024 and 2025, the borough did not lose an appeal case and paid no refunds. Another way to look at this is that the borough paid 96% less in appeal refunds from 2020 through 2025 than we were forced to pay 2014 through 2019. Despite all our success in winning these appeal cases, there are still professional fees involved. But there are still massive savings here too. Due to the accuracy of the valuations, the borough spent 63% less on legal fees during the time period of 2020 through 2025 than we did 2014 through 2019. Here's what it all boils down to. The rolling reval has reduced the borough's appeal-related exposure and expense by almost 86%. The borough has saved taxpayers almost $9 million in 5 years by maintaining current property values. For argument's sake, even if you back out the $6 million Fed Reserve debacle, the borough still saved almost $3 million and cut the original expense by over 50%. Currently, the assessment company visits 20% of homes per year to spot check for improvements. Homeowners can expect to be visited once every 5 years. This was a change in 2025 from the original cadence of 25% being visited yearly. Due to the random generation of the addresses visited, it is statistically possible to be visited more than once every 5 years. But this scenario is very unlikely.